Hey guys, it's Roscoe on Space Coach. Continuing on with this, we're going to look at the system of moons around Endor, and there is it spread, and you see all of the various moons. You can also see the second Death Star in construction up here as well, and you see it being destroyed at the bottom as well. So let's just see what it says. The Moons of Endor. The modal sector of the Outer Rim territories is more a historical curiosity than a destination. A place people may hear about but never think to visit. Its greatest claim to fame is that it contains the Endor system, site of the Empire's disastrous rout at the Battle of Endor. After that major victory, the New Republic restricted travel to the system for fear that amateur historians and sightseers might wander into the sector's notorious hyperspace anomalies, unwittingly setting off unexploded ordnance or capture unclaimed war material. The galaxy's attention in time turned elsewhere, particularly to Jakku, which some historians argue is a larger, more suitable gravestone for the Empire. And we'll just see what it says about the legacy of the Battle of Endor. What was engineered to be the death of the Rebel Alliance instead proved to be Emperor Palpatine's undoing. Planted intelligence lured the assembled Rebel fleet into attack on the seemingly vulnerable Death Star. The Imperial fleet was waiting in ambush. Rebel persistence led to starfighters penetrating and destroying the Death Star's main reactor. When the Battle of Endor was over, it had claimed the lives of the Empire's key leadership, including Palpatine and Darth Vader. So now we shall look at the various moons. This is the Gas Giant Endor, of course. And it is 48,951 kilometres in diameter, it's over 30,000 miles. So yeah, it's about Neptune size, I'd say. 9 major moons, 48 sublunar objects, and it's a gas giant. So this is the Forest Moon. That will be representing the Death Star exploding. So what it says about the Forest Moon? Forest Moon, IX3244-A. The Forest Moon is the Ewok homeworld and the site of the Battle of Endor. Then this is Kef Bir. I like how they show all the orbits as well. They should really all be in a plane around the equator, but they're offset from the equator. So, Kef Bir, also known as the Ocean Moon of Endor, is the second of the satellites that can support life. The Empire disregarded it as a construction site due to the paucity of valuable ores found in its crust. Kef Bir was thus spared an Imperial garrison, though after the Death Star's destruction it would become littered with debris. Just down at the bottom, so yes, that is a Death Star, and these are the orbits of the various moons. Let's say this one, the blue, is for Kef Bir, that one is for the Forest Moon. What's the other one? That's the Death Star debris field. Couldn't quite make it out, but you can see what looks like smudges here. That is the debris field of the second Death Star. And as you can see, this moon would pass right through it, I guess. Oh, hold on. Or was that just smudges from my hand? No, because it looks like it's all over. Very difficult to tell. No, I think that was just smudges from my hand. But there is a debris field on here. It's very difficult to tell. Oh, wait, yes. Sorry. It is the pale grey here, apologies. That, all of this, that is the debris field of the second Death Star. I didn't quite work that out when I was first looking at it. So let's just see the other moons. Fentaka is this one. That's the darkest of the moons. So that's right in the debris field, so that would have gotten pelted. The darkest of the moons, IX3244G, Fentaka reflects less than 10% of light. Then we've got Alprazar, which is IX3244H. This one here. This metallic moon was extensively mined for the Death Star 2 construction. That would be fascinating to see as well. Then we have Charles, which is IX3244E. Here is a dead ball of rock and ice with an iron-rich core. We have Hualmaca, IX3244D, an irregularly shaped crater-pocked rock. Hualmaca is possibly a captured comet, and that is this one here. We have Korkar, which which is this one. Korkar is an extremely reflective ice ball that contains a liquid sea. And we have this one here, which is VIX, which is -F. A nitrogen-rich atmosphere rains methane onto this moon. So that's like Titan. All of them are like analogues to various ones other than like the forest and ocean moons. Analogues to moons we have in our own solar system. Then we have Ghouls, which is Gouuls, which is -E. A patchwork moon. Ghouls may have broken up during formation. I'm sure one of the Moons of Uranus is like that as well. And that is this one here. So what is it? Finn says, Endor, where the last war ended. Then there is a bit about the planet Endor down at the bottom here. A silver-banded gas giant, the planet Endor is the gravimetric centre of the 9 lunar orbits that surround it. Its clouds of hydrogen reflect incoming sunlight to its satellites, turning the world into an effective second sun that is vital for the life-supporting moons. The Ewoks of the forest moon call this planet Tana. In recent years, the New Republic had attempted to change its official cartographical description from Endor to Tana to honour the Ewokies' culture as well as clear up confusion surrounding the names of the system. It was a low priority item that was never resolved before the destruction of the new Imperial Senate. The fact file, which is where that explosion of the Death Star is, the picture of it. The modal sector is rife with hyperspace anomalies that have dumped ships into the Endor system from as far away as Son Yassa and Zorbia. The sector's hyperspace anomalies may well have saved the forest and ocean moons from the worst of the Death Star debris fallout. And then I think it's one of the Aftermath books, they do mention how they use tractor beams to stop the worst of the wreckage falling onto the forest moon. I think a lot of it gets pushed into Endor. But I'm not 100% certain on all of it. So let's just see if I missed any of the moons. I think that was indeed all of them. So there you go, guys. That was just our look at the Moons of Endor. Fascinating, this cloud of debris. I'm sure most of the moons got littered with it. And I would love to see the Ewok homeworld now as well. I know there's that brief glimpse of it, and it's Wicket and whoever else celebrating the destruction, whatever Star Destroyer was orbiting that planet. But yeah, I did like that part of the movie. It was good to see Wicket again, even just very briefly. And that was a really nice ending montage, though, especially the one crashing over Jakku. I would have loved just a couple more seconds of that, so we'd see it actually hit the ground behind that original Star Destroyer that we first saw in The Force Awakens at Rey's scavenging. But there you go, guys. For now, that is just the Moons of Endor. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this content. Leave me a comment or suggestion for a upcoming topic you'd like to see discussed, or like the video.